Why am I hissing, you ask? Well, because today I am playing as none other than Chile. And the goal for today is to conquer the entire coastline of Western, South, and North America. Because apparently Chile has some weird thing about coastline, or whatever. But we're on a bit of a timer to do so, because you see, when the United States completes the Focus Pax Americana, they'll be able to enter any war in the Americas, and so we need to be able to become fascist before they do that. Unfortunately, Chile is one of the most democratic countries at the start of the game, and that makes it a bit hard to conquer my neighbors. So I'm going to engage in a civil war here to speed up the process of becoming a fascist in order to be able to invade all my neighbors and take their coastlines. Thankfully, I had 3 of the 5 divisions that were in play in the war, which was all you need to be able to sneak around and take the one city that the rebels owned. Well, I guess I'm the rebels. Anyways, I won. Hey, look at the new Chilean flag. It looks like someone tried to draw a map of Chile on the flag. Didn't do a very good job, though. It's a bit zigzaggy. And so the first foreign war we shall be engaging in will be with Peru. The problem here, though, is that there is a 1-by-1 block that I can actually get through, and it's in the mountains. So the Peruvians are in a very good defensive position, which will make breaking through a little bit difficult. And somehow the Peruvians were able to spam out way more divisions than me already. They're at probably about 30 according to the estimates. I'm starting to think that the AI is up to some fishy business here. But I guess because of the Peruvian superiority in numbers, they felt like it was a good idea to just attack me over and over again in the mountains. Here are the casualty figures. You can see it's not gone very well for them. And so now they're completely out of manpower, so I feel like eventually they'll just run out of troops and I'll be able to actually break through. My new divisions are also almost done training. Once they arrive to the front line, I may actually be able to create some movement. So needless to say, the lack of Peruvian manpower has been really helpful for my cause. I was able to break through and spread out a bit, and man, let me tell you, when you can attack from multiple directions at once, that is a game changer. So, with that done, let's take the coastal provinces, and then we'll just end up puppeting the rest. Ecuador should be a bit easier and a bit quicker, as they only have 5 divisions, and I can attack them from almost every direction. Alright, and for this one, we're going to take all of mainland Ecuador, because that is the one province it has there, and then everyone else can go hang out with the tortoises on Galapagos. We need to immediately begin invading Colombia now, as our race against the clock continues. The U.S. is getting closer to completing Pax Americana, and any day now, they could just join in one of my wars and completely ruin this whole challenge. Alright, same deal with Colombia. We'll take the coastal regions, and then just puppet the rest. Now, luckily, the invasion of Panama should go really smooth, because they only have 1 division. And that 1 division is not even on the correct side of the Panama Canal in order to defend their city. So I've encountered a problem where I can't actually get to my border with Costa Rica because the Panama Canal is blocking it by land, and there's no port on the other side of the Panama Canal to land my troops navally in. So we're a bit stuck, and now I'm thinking that I might have to fight the US just to get to Costa Rica. Alright, well, US protection is now active anyways, and I do believe that it became active at the exact same time the Japanese started a civil war. It's all too perfectly timed, if you ask me. Well, let's brace for impact, because I'm about to declare war on Costa Rica, who has a guarantee from the US. I got my troops stationed, ready to take over the Panama Canal. And are they gonna do it? Well, the U.S. never joined the war. I guess they don't care about the Costa Ricans. So I spent 2 months preparing a naval invasion, because again, I can't walk through the Panama Canal. This is what it has come to at this point. Right, well, so concludes a strange series of events, to say the least. Well, on to Honduras, I guess. We'll see if they help him out this time. Okay, so here is the U.S. butting their nose into my business, as they do. Now, we've almost actually taken over their one city that they own, so I'm wondering if I just not click anything, because the game's going to continue to run here, if I just don't click anything, if I can win the war and not have to fight the US.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
Oh my god, it actually worked. I just let the event happen without actually pressing anything, and lo and behold, I've conquered Honduras. Sure, United States, I'll back down now that I've already annexed them. This is amazing. I found my new favorite exploit in Hearts of Iron 4. You know, you can just sit around, and the US will tell you not to do that, and you can just ignore them. This must be what Putin felt like when he invaded Crimea. Now, I'm a bit worried about El Salvador because they actually have a decent amount of troops, so it might take a while before I can get them to capitulate. And I'm wondering if there's a time limit to my strategy. We're about to find out here. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, this battle's gone on quite a while, and we're about to win. There might really be no time limit on how long you can hold out before making a decision on this event. Oh, shit, I just clicked it on accident. Well, I mean, it was bound to happen sooner or later. Time to go to contingency plan, which was I had these guys down here just in case they did end up joining. Let's take over the Panama Canal quickly and prepare to fight for our lives. So we're going to try to push into Guatemala now. The U.S. is in full-blown war mode, and I'm not really sure how I plan on managing to deal with this. And here's one more thing that I didn't need. The U.S. has joined the Allies, so now they're going to call in all the other allies to come fight me as well. Hopefully the Axis can just keep them busy long enough. Hitler wants me to join them. I'm not going to do that. This is breaking news. Imperial Japan has joined the Chinese United Front. Yes, I'm just as confused as you are, but here it is. It's a thing, and now we all have to live with it. The invasion of Mexico has begun now, and my plan is to attack them on the flanks, because the Yucatan is a bit thin, much like Chile, and then I will be able to surround about half of the Mexican army and eliminate them before the U.S. reinforcements can arrive, because that's the main thing I'm worried about. Alright, I've actually done a pretty good job of cutting off the Mexican troops. I got a lot of them cornered here at the tip of the peninsula. Then over here, we're about to cut off a bunch of more troops in the middle. But here come the U.S. reinforcements. So now the fun is really about to begin. So the battle has settled down into what was much like Peru earlier, where the US and Mexican troops are just spam attacking me, this time in the jungle. The results, however, are very much the same. You can see their casualties compared to mine, and the difference is quite drastic. In the meantime, I'm going to create a faction with my puppets, because no one else likes me. And it shall be named Hisssssssss. So for reasons unbeknownst to me, the AI and their excessive wisdom began withdrawing troops from the front line in Mexico, which allowed me to advance a bit. And now I got a pretty nice push going on, as we've got them in a constant state of retreat, and I think I can actually get Mexico to capitulate. Here we are, we got Mexico City surrounded, and I forgot to turn off notifications. Alrighty, Mexico is down for the count. And holy shit, we need to quickly surround all these American troops before they can either get back to the U.S. or get reinforcements from the U.S. This could be a game changer on whether or not my invasion of the United States is actually successful. Alright, I managed to do that, which is great, because now most of the U.S. border is undefended, and we're about 70 years away from Trump's wall still. So that means we could have an easy shot straight into the heart of the U.S. here. I guess I forgot to mention, because it was so insignificantly short, that I did stage a coup in the U.S. that failed miserably in about 2 days. It was so bad that I even forgot about it until I started taking over American land, and it went to the Free American Empire instead. You know, fighting the United States in this game really is like battling cancer. I mean, they just keep coming. You win one battle, it comes back, and then you gotta do it all over again. And maybe after like a few years or so, you might win. It might go away for good. But at the end, you're still weaker than you were before, and you're questioning whether it was all worth it. I mean, I'm winning all the battles. It's just taking so long. I mean, my God. It's so big. And then, of course, I got these guys down here who I have to guard against because they're just like, I just know they're going to attack me from behind if I don't. Which means I got 2 divisions wasted not doing anything who can't even win the fight. So they're just going to stand there and stare at each other until the end of the war. And the entire Mississippi River is just the worst. It's like the whole thing is just so many river crossings. And you can't catch a break. The only reason I've surrounded these guys here is because, I just know how to maneuver at all. But I mean, kill me. Kill me now, please. Wow, the Germans actually got the Soviets to capitulate. You know what? I feel inspired. If Germany can do it, so can I. Right? I mean, in theory. We'll see. Welcome to Florida, boys, the taint of the United States. If you had to assign a body part to each state in the U.S., I think we can all agree as Americans that Florida is definitely the taint of the U.S. You know, I'm going to come out and say it here. The U.S. is much harder to invade in this game than the Soviet Union. Because with the Soviet Union, you still only have like one direction to go. You just keep going right if you're in Europe, I guess, or left if you start from Asia, and that's all you do. With the U.S., it's so much wider, and you're basically going in 2 directions the whole time. You gotta go west, and then you gotta go east too, and it's worse. Don't at me, bro. I think, though, the war might finally end once I take Philadelphia here. I'm gonna sneak on into it. Please, God, let that be the end of this, please. Please end my suffering. Oh my God, it's not ending my suffering. Oh my God, let's see, how much more do I need? Oh, for fuck's sake. I'm just gonna try to sneak around the American troops and get to Newark, which should end the war. They're not even defending it at all, which I don't blame them. Not even the police going to Newark. Rejoice, because it's finally over. My pain and sorrow, it's done. And thankfully, all of Canada's cities are right on the border with the U.S., so we'll just stroll right into them. That should be no problem at all. Righto. But I guess to make this whole thing official, we do need to end the war by finishing off the rest of the Allies. Invading the UK could be tough, what with the Royal Navy and all, but luckily my soldiers have access to the finest cocaine Colombia has to offer. Hey, wait a minute, you didn't actually invade the UK, you just did the cheating thing where you do the thing and then suddenly you win. That's how I read your comments every single time. With that voice, that's what you all sound like to me when you say those comments. Well, here's the end result of all my hard work, and I must say, it is glorious. Yes, I cheated to take out the UK. But hey, it's something I've done many times before. If you needed to watch me legitimately build up a navy and invade the UK for the 50th time, well, get a fucking life, you nerd. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you in the next video.